Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox, where we talk about all things Xbox, new and old. And on today's agenda is a review for the 2010 Xbox 360 game Dark Void, which was also released on PC as well as PlayStation 3. Dark Void was developed by Airtight Games and published by Capcom. Dark Void is a on-foot third-person shooter mixed with a flight simulation game, but more on the arcadey style of flight simulation. You play as the character William Gray, who is voiced by Nolan North, and you can definitely tell that he sounds just like Nathan Drake in this game. And the story of this game is it takes place sometime before World War II. In almost an alternate universe, you get transported to a new world in the Bermuda Triangle. There's like an alien race there, and Nikola Tesla shows up, and it almost has a steampunky old world vibe, kind of reminiscent of a game that we've covered before on the show, Crimson Skies, even to the point where there are flying sections in this game. Now, some of the big things about this game upon release was it was going to change the standard cover system of getting behind cover, looking out, and shooting. This one has a vertical cover system where you're actually looking up and have to use your jetpack to go from cover to cover. And it's got a very quick transitional system going between horizontal and vertical that I do really like. And it also features upgrades kind of like an RPG. You collect orbs off of killing things. And honestly, that's about it that's interesting in this game. Dark Void is a game full of potential and cool ideas, but they never seem to be pulled off correctly, and it is a glitchy mess. What's sad here is Dark Void is so ambitious, and I had been interested in this game for years. Something about its jetpack style combat really caught my eye. But unfortunately, this game is forgotten to time, and probably for the correct reasons. If it was just a little bit better, with a little more time put into it, I think we might have gotten a sequel or something out of this, but unfortunately it's a bit squandered. And by that, I mean it gets really boring really fast. So at first, I was having a lot of fun just going around shooting. The first levels, you don't have your jetpack or plane or anything. You just go around shooting enemies. And it's fine, it's a fun shooter. I enjoy kind of dumb, mindless shooters, but you don't really do much interesting, so it gets boring. And then later you get your jetpack and you get to do flying missions and you shoot UFOs, and that first level is a lot of fun. But then you just keep doing it, and it just feels the same every time, and you start to lose connection to the story over time. The story just kind of gets weaker, a bit more muddier, and so you don't really feel like you're fighting for anything, and it just becomes a slog. At one point, I did think about quitting this game, but I really like completing my games before I do any reviews because it could be saved in those last missions. Unfortunately, this doesn't really happen here. Now, gameplay, standards, and everything, it's fine. It's a serviceable game. It's more just disappointing than anything, because you get the jetpack, you get cool power-ups and guns, but you never feel like you do anything interesting with it. It's honestly just a little sad. A lot of the times I like to say bad games, someone out there will like it. But this one, I just feel like it's mediocre enough to where everybody would kind of feel that way. I know there's probably people that really love this game out there, and good for you, but I feel like most people that are going to pick this up will probably turn it off at a certain point, or if you beat it, you're just going to kind of forget about it. Not only that, but graphically for 2010, it looks more like a launch title than it does a game from 2010. I don't want to be too hard on it because I feel like this game, I don't know a lot of background, and for research I couldn't find a lot. It feels like something that had been worked on for a while because the graphics don't feel up to snuff, and maybe there were problems because the glitches here are really bad. You cannot use turrets, or at least on my copy of the game, turrets will clip through the ground And I tried looking up answers to this on GameFAQs and all over the internet, and it seemed like if your game has this bug, you're going to have to delete it and kind of reinstall it if you have it digitally, which is really sad because some levels, and I was playing this on the hardest difficulty, some levels you really need that turret. And that's another thing. I feel like the hardest difficulty was not play tested correctly here. Now, I'm okay with hard difficulties. I really want to get those achievements for the hardest difficulties and stuff like that. But here, it would go from being manageably hard to just impossibly hard, where certain things and actions you just can't do. Like, there's a whole hijacking UFO mechanic that in the hard difficulty you can't even do. If you even jump on a UFO, it will shoot you to death before you can even get through the whole animation of hijacking it. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like maybe the people that made this game did not playtest that correctly, or the game in general, because it's just kind of in a sad state, and you would think by now we'd have an update or something to fix this, but no, in 2022, playing on the backwards compatible digital version, I still was having issues with this game. Now, I feel like I'm being way too negative here, because there are some things I did like. Like I said, I feel like this game's more mediocre and just didn't reach its potential. I think the music in this game is incredible. It feels like something out of a John Williams, Steven Spielberg collaboration. It's done by Bear McCreary, and it's excellent. The story can get a little incomprehensible, but I do appreciate a fun sci-fi story with a nice World War II throwback. I just feel like if you're going to play a game in this style, play Crimson Skies. It's a much better game with a much better story. And that's my general opinion of this game. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of positive things to say about it because I just feel like it does so much a little too weak. And I can't really recommend it unless it's really on sale and you're interested. There's not much to go back to here. And yeah, I don't think this one has stood the test of time, and even looking at the reviews at the time, it didn't seem like people really cared for it either. So even for its time, it wasn't that great. And it's really sad because I really would like a game set in this universe with jetpacks and vertical cover shooting, and it'd be fun. And now that I have covered 3 360 games on this channel, I want to go ahead and get them ranked. And I think you can tell that Dark Void's going to end up at number 3 on that list. There is a big gap in quality between Halo Wars and Dark Void, obviously. But Dark Void definitely is playable, and there are some unplayable games on the 360, so I'm sure it won't stay at the bottom for long. Well, if you enjoyed Dark Void, or if you didn't like it, be sure to put that below, especially if you liked it, because I'd love to hear what you enjoyed about it and what it means to you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and to check out more videos. And we'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.